Repeat. We're back.
We're back. And so our last movie is from George, and we're going to see a clip.
Some families do whatever it takes to remain close.
They're probably not even gonna come.
Okay, everybody, let's move it!
And then there are families who know better.
We must have a special relationship.
We're very close.
We're gonna have a very nice time.
You don't actually believe that.
It's possible, I think, yes.
You don't get along, do you?
Not at all, never have.
For days, I've been trying to think of nice April memories, and I can only come up with one. She was just gazing out the window, and she said, "Oh, Mother, don't you just love every day?" That was me.
No! Wayne. Wayne with the new stove.
What makes her think she can cook all of a sudden? I don't remember her ever being in the kitchen.
She's met this new guy.
Bobby!
Apparently, this guy, Bobby, reminds her of me.
Pieces of April, 2003, directed and written by Peter Hedges. And I think that I heard somewhere that there's a Brazilian writer too that might be after a Brazilian story. Anyways,
I don't have
okay,
anybody
there you go.
else
So my
but
info's
him.
wrong. Fake news.
Anyway.
Anyways, stars Katie Holmes, Patricia Clarkson, Oliver Platt, Alison Pill, Alice Drummond, Derek Luke, and John Gallagher Jr. Basically, a family. You know, the girl's boyfriend and that's pretty much it. Anyways, so the concept is description is a wayward daughter, April, invites her dying mother and the rest of her strange family to her apartment for Thanksgiving dinner. Now it was shot in 16 days for $100,000 budget.
Wow.
So and the director got paid $10 a day $10 to direct a day and
wow.
$10 to write it, and the actors got paid $248, something like that.
Wow.
A day.
Wow.
So very low budget, and I love this movie. I mean, it's very sweet. You know, it's obviously she's the black sheep. She's estranged from her mother, her family, especially her mother. You know, her mother. The whole movie is basically the family on their way to to the Thanksgiving dinner that she's holding, and it shows because she's really not and she's on her own for the first time. She doesn't know how to cook. So it's in a way it's almost like a cooking film too, because there's a lot of scenes about cooking and chopping, and then somebody said, I was reading that they were watching the movie and she's trying to cook stuff and everybody in the theater was laughing a lot and he goes, I don't know why they're laughing. What is she doing wrong? Obviously she was doing something. I think she was trying to cut the potatoes or I think she was smashing the potatoes while they haven't been cooked.
The potatoes.
But she's really bad, and then she's trying to finally prove to her family that she's gotten it together. And then, what I love about the movie too is that just how her neighbors end up helping her too. So it's just really nice, really sweet. It's one of those movies that you have to, bring a hanky. So, anyways, yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I love this movie. To me, this is a treasure, like a little
Hidden gem.
a hidden gem.
Yeah.
It's like it's a Thanksgiving movie, just like you might watch Love Actually, or you might
For Christmas
watch
or Harvey.
Yeah.
a Harvey.
For Easter.
Yeah, this is an amazing movie that nobody saw. I've never seen Katie Holmes in a movie before, but she was perfect in this. She was like, okay, this is the story.
Mm-hmm.
The story is that she's estranged from her family. Her mom is Patricia Clarkson.
Great
How can you go
actress.
wrong with that, right? Her mother is Patricia Clarkson. Her father is Oliver Platt. And, okay, let's see. Okay, yeah.
Well, George kind of told the story. She's
Yes,
going,
I know, but
I'm buying time for
but
you.
her boyfriend Bobby is like
That's Derek
amazing.
Luke.
He's played by Derek Luke.
Yeah.
He's like, all the men in this movie are fantastic, except
Right.
for the guy who plays
Sean Hayes.
Oh,
except for
Sean
Sean
Hayes.
Hayes, he's like kind of a dick. But
The
everybody,
neurotic neighbor
the
who
men
you don't
are
know.
wonderful. But remember, she's making this Thanksgiving dinner. She's like a young woman who's like kind of a fuck up, but her oven doesn't work.
Yeah, that starts it off.
That's what it starts off. Her oven doesn't work. So her family is coming from Pennsylvania to see her in the Lower East Side of New York, which she lives like in the total.
And they haven't seen her in a while.
And they haven't seen her in a while. The mother is like, oh, geez, should I do this? But, the father is amazing. The family and the younger sister, of course, totally hates her.
The perfect daughter.
She's the perfect one, yeah, like I say.
She's perfect, and she never gets any recognition.
Because she's an asshole. Because she's just nauseating.
Yeah.
And she plays that part really well.
She plays it great. And the
Grandma?
the daughter, the sister is Allison Peel.
And she always plays this kind of girl.
Yeah, Beth Burns
the get it right all the time, but they're nauseating because nobody can be that perfect. Right?
Yeah, she's perfect. Anyways, and the brother's great. I mean, everybody
It's a classic family. It's the
It's
way
a
they are.
suburban family. And she's living in the Lower East Side of New York. She's kind of like tattoos. She's like the black sheep.
She's not what I call living in a great part of town.
No,
right?
she isn't. But everybody in her neighborhood ends up being so wonderful
and supportive.
Because it ended up being, this is a movie that you should see on Thanksgiving. It is just everything that Thanksgiving is about.
Yeah, so her oven breaks and she starts
It's like,
sharing.
Saki must be hitting.
She starts going
It's
apartment
like
to
amazing movie.
apartment to apartment to
Right.
borrow the oven.
She
And
needs an oven.
And then she meets her neighbors. Who was it? Lilia's White and Isaiah Whitlock Jr., who are the
black couple?
And they are so great in this movie.
And she knows how to cook.
Because they know how to cook. And
And he's a snob about
and
it.
he's a snob about cooking. And which is great that they're the first people she kind of runs into.
Yeah.
And she's trying to do because they're like, what are you doing that? And she's taking it out of the can. And he's like what he calls it, like, Eugene, she's taking it out of the can. And he's like, So they're just great. And in a way, they kind of start schooling her and, how to make a great meal. And of course, Sean Hayes, and when I first saw the movie, Sean Hayes wasn't, he was just, that.
A guy you didn't
He
really
wasn't Sean Hayes.
Yeah, you didn't realize
And then I
it
saw it
was Sean
again. Now when I saw it again, I was like, hey, it's just Jack. So wow. So that's why I like watching. Sometimes I like watching those old movies because they'll be like, oh, somebody before they were really big. His character's perfect with the cat, and he's the only one with a great oven. But
and then there's the Asian couple.
The Asian couple who's also great.
They don't speak any. They don't speak any English. They speak
but
Mandarin.
It's great because he has all these different cultures, different people living in this building, and how they all help her along.
Yes.
So yeah, it's very sweet.
So yeah, it's a tearjerker because it's so sweet. It's actually a happy movie, but it's a comedy drama, I think is what they call it. Yes. So
I love the movie, and I got to tell you, it is a hidden gem because I'd never heard of this movie. And it's one of those movies that got bypassed, which is a shame because I think it's going to be. But Love Actually was the same way. It got bypassed at the beginning. It took years for it to grow, and
but
I
also,
really hope this one does too.
But actually, Love Actually has a lot of famous actors in it.
Yeah.
This one actually doesn't.
No, but I got to say, the reason she cooks Thanksgiving dinner is because her mom has cancer. She's going through a cancer treatment, and all the family. It's funny because. All the family, all they keep asking her, is she okay? Are you fine? How do you feel? Right?
Yeah.
And you can see she's getting really annoyed by it. And she's the one that definitely wants to go.
Yes.
The daughter's trying to talk her out of it because...
But she has second thoughts all the way through.
Right,
She's
right.
like, oh, I don't know. That's a good idea.
While she's vomiting on the side of the road, right?
Excuse me.
Yeah, right. So, and the thing with Katie Holmes is she's really good as... I think she's supposed to be like in her early 20s, and I'm sure she
great.
is.
I have to say, I've never seen Katie Holmes.
And the
in
whole
a
thing
movie
is when
before.
you can really relate to this. One is there was no elevator in this scene, and any of the scenes because it's all stairs. I remember thinking it really makes a difference if there's just stairs because you really have to work hard to get to the next floor.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that's a
I
good
mean, if
point.
you think in your own life, how many neighbors do you know? And she had to know them. And what happens is
She got to know them.
she had to get to know them, right? And she has to be nice. And she has to come out of her shell and stop being the person that her family has made her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And you see her slowly change to being
An adult,
stop
kind
being-
of becoming an adult
yeah,
in a way.
stop being so defensive about stuff. And because she needs this and she really wants to do this well and to show her family she's changed, they want her to, you see her slowly start to evolve. And I think having the stairs made all the difference,
That's a very good point, Patty.
because the elevator would have made it. It
It's
would have made
just-
it easy.
it's almost
it
like
was
a-
showing the hardship
Yes,
of what she
showing
was
the
dealing with.
difficultness of it.
yeah,
yeah.
that's a very
She
good
makes-
point. Very
yeah.
good point.
And so what happens is she ends up with having to go about 5 different places, and you meet all the different kind of neighbors. And in the end, spoiler alert, she invites her family. Doesn't go. They see the place she lives in. It looks pretty run down.
And Bobby just got beaten up by everybody, by her old
Yeah,
boyfriend.
her boyfriend is fabulous in
Oh
this.
my God!
And-
All the men are fabulous.
Yeah, the
in
men
this
are
movie.
great.
Yeah.
This
So
is like
they turn around
a
and
not meet.
you think, oh my God, this family is not going to see all the hard work she's put into it.
I think the movie is also very sweet because it is close to home to a lot of people.
Yeah.
She's estranged from her family.
Yes.
She makes a line in the movie that says, "It's so difficult to be on your own."
Yeah.
It is. Right.
So yeah, I mean, now I'm thinking about it. It's like, oh, yes, it's just very, very
You have us,
emotional. Very
George.
emotional. Yeah.
Good or bad.
So difficult. So it's just very sweet.
definitely have to
It should
see it.
become a classic
Yeah.
Thanksgiving movie.
We should show it every Thanksgiving.
yeah, we
I
should watch
totally
it. Yeah,
agree.
make it a,
It's a
Make
thing-
everybody
a tradition.
watch it.
Make it a
It's
tradition.
a Thanksgiving movie that you should watch.
Yeah.
So this concludes. Oh no, it doesn't. Let's give it a point. 10.
10.
Yeah, 10.
10. Okay. So that concludes. But I as Thanksgiving's coming up, I think you should watch this movie.
Yes.
And you will love it. Your family will love it.
Yeah.
Okay. It ends our podcast. So here's all the info. You can find us on Facebook, What the Flicks, on Instagram, What the Flicks, and also Spotify and SoundCloud.
What the flicks. Join in, George.
Oh yeah.
But you can also download us on iTunes.
What the flicks.
And you can email us with your suggestions and comments at
What
the
the
flicks.
flicks.
podcast
Right.
at gmail.com. We have a YouTube page.
What the flicks.
Flicks.
Catch up with me, George.
And that's with an S, not flick. Flicks. Right. So until next time,
I can't even do that.
adios,
Bye-bye.
amigos.
Bye-bye.